So I go to the bathroom and I notice like, what the hell? As I'm dumping it out, y'all, there's a clot. But when I say it's a clot, y'all, it's a clot. The clot filled up the entire Diva cup. And I'm like, what in the entire hell? Now, mind you, throughout my whole time of PCOS, I had never experienced clots, ever. Baby, I decreased the size of my fibroid by Yoni steaming and taking the herbs that I use that are available on the Red 10 website. I decreased the size of my fibroids, y'all. I decreased them a whole entire centimeter. What else did I do? During this time of me using the hot compress, heating pad, whatever you want to call it, constantly doing womb massage and all of those good things, I passed fetus size clots. Fetus size clots, y'all. I mean 3D real life, hold it in your palm clots. Why am I telling you this? You need to be Yoni steaming. You need to be Yoni steaming. If you have vaginal odor, if you suffer with BV and yeast infections, if you have issues with fertility, if you have postpartum depression, anxiety, any of those kind of things, if you have fibroid cyst, any of those things, Yoni steam. Yoni steaming is so healing to the womb. Peace and blessings, my dear collective. It's your girl Hadida coming to you again from the Red Tent. Actually, I'm coming from my office space in the Red Tent, and I just want to come to you in this video and talk to you about my real experience, real deal life experience. And yeah, it gets gory and nasty and a whole 9 yards, but I'm sharing it with you guys. Why? Because I want to help other women heal. So if you are interested in the real experience that I have had with Yoni steaming and seeing what you could also deal with or go through, make sure that you stay tuned. Okay, so as you guys know, this is the month of Ramadan, and for those of you who don't know, this is the month of Ramadan. It's a holy month for Muslims, and during this month, I've been taking a lot of time to just go within, right, and to reflect. And I had this moment where I was like, you know what? Let me do some real digging. Let me do some real thinking. Let me do some real getting down to the nitty gritty, right? And so I started praying to the Most High. I started praying to the universe. Okay, send me the divine guidance, the understanding, the clarity, the healing that I need. And actually, for real, this journey started when I was in Mexico. During that time I was in Mexico, I went into a Temazcal. For those of you who don't know, it's basically a sweat lodge. But in the sweat lodge, you put out to the Most High what it is that you want to manifest, and it's the experience of, and I have videos for this. I just have not put them up yet because, like I said, this has been self-reflection time. So I have more vlogs that are coming from the Mexico trip. But in a Temazcal, you're going within, and it's the energy and the understanding that you're going into the womb of Mother Earth, right? And we all know that the womb is the center where you birth and you bring forth all that you want. So when you go in there, you know, the shaman that's conducting the whole thing tells you, all right, everybody, set your intentions, think about what it is that you want to manifest, and let's put it out there. Okay, fine. So everybody goes around a circle. There's about 18 people in the Temazcal. Everybody goes around a circle. And we all sit there and we share what it is that we want to manifest. Now, I'm real big on manifestation. I'm real big on, you know, believing and understanding and all of those kind of things with universe, but I had never experienced anything like this. Now, when I was in Mexico, my cycle was on, right? It was on the majority of my trip. So it was on, and then it went off for like 4 days. Soon as I walk onto the premises of the Temazcal, before I even walk into the door of the Temazcal, all of a sudden, my cycle comes back down and I start bleeding. And I'm just like, the heck is going on? That's not like, you know, normal for me. It's not none of that stuff. So I'm like, all right. So, you know, I went to the bathroom, I took care of myself, and then I go into the Temazcal. Now, you can't go into the Temazcal, or you shouldn't go into the Temazcal if your menstruals is on. But because mine had already passed, it was like, I don't think that this is my meds. You know what I mean? This is like some other kind of something that's going on. All right, fine. Go into the Temazcal, put my intuitions out there, tell exactly what it is that I want. Bam, come out the Temazcal. I had no idea. When I say I had no idea that every single thing that I put out to the universe and I asked the universe for was going to come after that Temazcal situation. Now, I am a person that when I pray, the Most High answers it. I'm not bragging. I'm not boasting, none of that. But when I pray, the Most High answers exactly what it is that I'm praying for. You know, jump back to the month of Ramadan. That was my first experience with the out of nowhere bleeding. So during this whole month of Ramadan, I've been spotting. I've been spotting. After like the 6th day, I started spotting, and I'm like, for the first couple of days after, it was my cycle. Like, oh, okay, yeah, you know, it's my cycle. It's my cycle. Now, stay tuned because I'm getting down to the nitty gritty and I'm getting down to the juicy part. Don't click off of this yet, okay? Because I'm getting down to it. But I gotta lead up to the story. I gotta lead up to the story for y'all. So, you know, I'm going on about my time, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm just spotting. My period must be getting ready to come. 5 days pass, 10 days pass. I'm like, something's going on. So I say, okay, you know, and in Islam, like after 10 days of bleeding, it's no longer considered a cycle, it's considered an illness. So I go back to fasting, you know, and I'm not going to say that when I fast on a normal basis, because I do a lot of fasting, believe it or not. Because I fast on a normal basis, I'm used to my cycle coming on, like, because that purification, baby, it brings your cycle on like that. So I'm, you know, going through my cycle and I'm used to that. But what I wasn't used to is spotting. I've never in my life spotted. Okay. I never took, like, you know how some people spot on depot. I've never had any of those experiences because I've never been on depot. So, you know, my cycle is usually like, does whatever it do, has its regular flow, and then it goes off. And I'm like, all right, see you later. Bye to the following month. Hey, did you go and make sure that you subscribe to the channel? Because if not, don't forget to push that subscribe and notification bell, okay? Because I need you to be making sure you up to date with each and every time I release a video. Girl. The 11th day of me spotting, right? So now we're into like the 20th day of Ramadan because 20th day? Yeah. I don't know, somewhere around there, y'all. Don't hold my numbers exactly. But the point is, during the month of Ramadan, all of a sudden, I had this like real big gush of blood. Now, mind you, going back to the self-care that we talked about in the previous video and the Yoni steaming and healing, I have been Yoni steaming. The real thing is that I have been Yoni steaming for months, right? I've been Yoni steaming for months consistently. Now, prior to, and when I say months, I mean like 9 or 10 months. Okay. I've been Yoni steaming on a regular basis. Why? What prompted me to start Yoni steaming so regularly instead of just like, you know, every once in a while? I started Yoni steaming on a per week basis. I Yoni steaming every single week. I was about it religiously. I ain't play around with it. Sometimes if my energy was often shifted or I felt crampy or whatever, like my menstrual cycle was getting ready, come on, baby, I would sit down on that pot and I would Yoni steam again. More so that I can dealing with the exact issue of what it was. So I was using specific herbs that was dealing with relieving the pain or, you know, bringing down my cycle if my cycle was acting crazy or whatever it was. Now, another blast to the past real quick before I continue on with the story. About a year or some change ago, I went through another feminine issue and I was diagnosed with fibroids. And when I went to the doctor, they told me that my fibroid was like 4 centimeters or whatever. And I'm thinking to myself, 4 centimeters? I got fibroid? Oh, hell no. Because when I say your girl be up on her vaginal health, like I'm up on it. Okay, I'm up on it. I don't allow time to pass where I don't go get a pap smear, where I don't do my regular womb massage when my cycle comes on, you know, the heating pad, all those good things. And I'm going to get into that in a minute. But the heating pad, you know, when your cycle comes on, I do all of that. I Yoni steam, you know, I stay up on my, you know, making sure I don't get yeast infections and BV, because with PCOS, baby, if you never experienced it before, you are apt to get with PCOS, you are apt to get yeast infections, you are apt to get BV, because they give you the birth control. The birth control causes yeast infections. They give you the diflucan or fluconazole, whatever one y'all know it is, to kill off the yeast infection, but then you end up with no freaking bacteria to fight it, because good and your bad bacteria, and then bam, next thing you know, you got another yeast infection. So it's this never-ending cycle, right? And so I found that Yoni steaming for me was very much needed, very much appreciated by my body, and it was starting to heal me. I started to notice difference even with my PCOS. My period started to regulate. So that was the first thing. My period regulated with the PCOS. I didn't really see myself as having PCOS anymore because my cycle came normally after Yoni steaming regularly. Okay, fine. So back to now the time of me during Ramadan. So I'm like, all right, all of a sudden, that 20th day of Ramadan, I start bleeding. And I mean, I start bleeding heavy. So I'm like, all right. You know, my cycle must finally decided it's going to get itself together. So I'm going to go and I'm going to get my Diva Cup. So I get my Diva Cup, inserted, going about my business. Next thing I know, an hour later, I'm feeling like my Diva Cup is coming dislodged. Now, normally, y'all, my Diva Cup, I could leave it in for 4 hours, okay? 4.5 hours before I have to go and empty it. And my flow is very heavy. So some women could go up to 6 hours with their Diva Cup and never have to change it. And no, it's not nasty. If you don't know nothing about Diva Cups, go check out the Diva Cup video that I got about it. I'll link it right here for you guys. But you could go and you can, so I went to the bathroom and I removed my Diva Cup. And when I removed my Diva Cup, I went to pour it out, but I noticed that there was something inside of it. So I'm like, what the hell is this? As I'm dumping it out, y'all, there's a clot. And I'm going to put the clot right here. Okay? I'm going to show you the clot. I noticed I went to the bathroom. It's a clot. Okay. But when I say it's a clot, y'all, it's a clot. The clot filled up the entire Diva Cup. And I'm like, what in the entire hell? Now, mind you, throughout my whole time of PCOS, I had never experienced clots, ever. My menstrual cycle was heavy, but I never clotted. So I was like, now, mind you, like I said, I have been praying about cleansing. I have been asking the Most High, you know, to heal me. And during this time of Ramadan, every single relationship that was broken, that's been causing me stress, that's been causing me depression, you know, everything has been getting healed during this month of Ramadan. I prayed to the Most High when I was in Moscow about my relationship with me and my child's father, for us to be able to get to a place where we can be coexisting in the same space and not want to kill each other. Okay? Real deal. I'm just being honest with you. I prayed about that. And it started happening. And what I realized is that, and I'll talk about this in another video. Man, Most High is giving me all these different things to talk about. Oh, I just saw 11:11 on the screen when I was talking to you guys. Okay, so anyway, I realized that as I was going through this healing process with the relationships and the people around me, right? Doing that self-work that we talked about in the last video. If you didn't see it, I will link it right here. Doing the self-care, doing the self-help that I needed to do, doing that journey of really getting down into the emotions that I was carrying inside of my womb, that I was, you know, feeling inside of me. I noticed that as I was doing the work, my body was rejecting everything that was stuck inside of my womb. So now back to the bloody gory story. So, you know me, call it my best girlfriend. I'm like, girl, and you know my best girlfriend, you know, she's really into natural healing and stuff like that too. And she knows all about the Yoni steaming and all of that. And I'm like, girl, you know how I was praying to the Most High, you know, about healing me from this situation. Girl, I mean, he healing me, girl. He pulling everything out of me, like the emotions and the physical crap too. And she was like, oh, child, you know, this must be working. You know, prayers is working. Okay, fine. So we did the whole little talk. I'm like, should I go to the hospital? She's like, no, not yet. Let's just wait it out. All right, fine. So time passed. When I say time, maybe 45 minutes, baby. Put my Diva Cup back inside. Next thing I know, 45 minutes later, it's like, whoop, I feel another little like it was getting ready to reject the Diva Cup. And I'm like, my Yoni. So I'm going to go to the bathroom again, baby. When I say it's a second clot, I'm going to put it on the screen right here. A second clot. The size of the damn Diva Cup. So now I'm getting alarmed. So now I'm like, I'll call my girlfriend back again. And I'm like, yo, I done passed another clot. And when I say in the next 3 to 4 hours, y'all, I passed one more clot that night. So it made me go to the hospital. So I go to the hospital because at this point it's like, all right, I done passed 3 damn near fetus size. Okay, they look like fetuses, baby, that I was passing. Damn near 3 fetus size clots. And I'm just like, okay, this is not normal. Let me go to the hospital. Hi. Can you come on?
I'm sorry. Did you check the almond milk in the refrigerator?
No, I didn't check none of that. So I'm like, let me go to the hospital. Go to the hospital. Baby, I waited from 10:30 at night to 6:30 in the morning. They did every kind of ultrasound. They did every kind of test. They did every kind of everything you could think of to my womb. They said nothing. You know what the doctor told me? Oh, you know, you're just having uterine bleeding. Sometimes you just get that. There's nothing we can tell you. We don't know. Come back to us if you get dizzy, if you get over, if you feel dizzy or like you're losing too much blood, then come back to us. If you have extreme pain or whatever, come back to us. But for right now, you're just going to pass the clots. So I was thinking to myself, okay, this is why I stay home and I heal myself with herbs, because y'all know less than what the hell I know at home. Even I know that I'm releasing stuff for a reason. Like, y'all can't even give me no kind of explanation, but that's another whole nother conversation for another time. So back to the story. So I go home that morning and I lay down. Now, before I went home, I remembered, it was like I heard a still small voice in my head from an ancestor, my grandmother, who's now an ancestor, who said, oh, when your cycle comes on, you take a hot compress and you put it over top of your womb. So I stopped at CVS. I got myself a heating pack and I came home. Now, I'm going to get into that tip at the end of this video, okay? Because I don't want to lose my place in the story. So I come home, I put the heating pack on, I take a hot shower, put the heating pack on, take my behind the bed. During the course of that second day, I passed 4 more fetus-sized clots, y'all. 4 more fetus-sized clots. Why am I giving you all these bloody, gory details, this nastiness? I'm saying this to say, I'm a person that's likes to think that she's up on her vaginal health, right? I'm a person that's constantly doing manifestation work, that's constantly tapping into the Most High, that's constantly asking, universe and Most High for guidance and this and that, dealing with my womb. I'm talking to my womb. I'm massaging my womb. I'm using hot compresses, which most of y'all probably don't do. And I'm getting ready to get into why you need to do that on your cycle. But anyway, I'm using hot compresses on my womb. I'm yoni steaming once a week. And if I don't want yoni steam once a week to deal with a particular issue, I'm yoni steaming at least once a month on a regular basis. Let me tell y'all what the lady said. Oh, I forgot that part. Give me 1 second. I got it right here. In the hospital, okay? I yoni steam on a regular basis. They gave me a report that says, and I'm going to read it word for word verbatim, okay? You can see. I want to make sure ain't none of my personal information on this thing. But you can see it came from the hospital. The letter says, comparison study is from 2019. Previously noted fibroid in the left side of the uterine body has decreased in size. Decreased in size, y'all. Now, if you ain't see it, the last video, and I'm going to link it right here, I told you about the story where my ancestor came to me and gave me the remedy. She gave me the charge and said, go forth and use this recipe that I'm giving you to heal sisters' wombs. And that is the womb healing yoni steaming blend that I use to shrink my fibroids and my cysts. Now, it reads, previously noted fibroid in the left side of the uterine body has decreased in size and now measures 3.0 by 3.0 centimeters in maximal dimension, down from 3.8 by 3.9 centimeters. Baby, I decreased the size of my fibroid by yoni steaming and taking the herbs that I use that are available on the Red 10 website. If you don't have none, I will link it right here for you to be able to go and see it. But that's not the point of this video. I'm talking to you about the importance of yoni steaming and what it can do for you and how it can change your vaginal life and health. Anyway, I decreased the size of my fibroids, y'all. I decreased them a whole entire centimeter. What else did I do? During this time of me using the hot compress, heating pad, whatever you want to call it, constantly doing womb massage and all of those good things, I passed fetus-sized clots. Fetus-sized clots, y'all. I mean 3D real life, hold it in your palm clots. Why am I telling you this? You need to be yoni steaming. You need to be yoni steaming. If you have vaginal odor, if you suffer with BV and yeast infections, if you have issues with fertility, if you have postpartum depression, anxiety, any of those kind of things, if you have fibroid cyst, any of those things, yoni steam. Yoni steaming is so healing to the womb. Now, before this experience, I was a what's it called? They call it a poster child. I was one of those people that was going around saying, oh, Yoni steam, you should Yoni steam. You know, I had clients that was here in Philly I was sending out herbs to people. I was doing all this. I'm doing womb massage. I'm working with my clients. I'm giving them the postpartum recipe and remedy and things like that and helping them in their journey during postpartum. But I now am a full-time believer. There's not 1 inch of doubt in my body, baby. I passed 7 total fetus size clots. I shrunk down my fibroid cyst 1 whole centimeter. Now, what else did I do during this time while my fibroid cyst? Besides us just doing the Yoni steaming, because we got to do the holistic health. Besides us just me doing the Yoni steaming, what else did I do? Like I said, I Yoni steamed. I womb massage, but I also changed my diet. I decreased every starchy item that I was eating on a regular basis. I decreased it. I rarely ever eat sugar. I rarely ever eat flour. I rarely ever eat processed foods. I am a cook at home type of person. If you are consuming starches, a whole lot of starches like rice, potatoes, all those kind of things. If you're eating a whole lot of potato chips and crackers and all kind of other processed food, you are going to develop these different growths and cysts inside of your body. Why? Because your body doesn't know how to process it. So it's going to take what it has inside the body. It's going to either A, make cancer with it. If you don't know about it, go read up on Dr. Sabi. He's going to teach you all of that, okay? This ain't the video for it. But my point is, if you aren't doing the just eat real food diet, they call it GERF, whatever you want to call it. If you aren't doing that diet where the only thing that you consume are things that actually grows up out of the earth and that you actually slaughter with a knife yourself or from the store, whatever way you decide to do it, if you aren't eating that kind of diet, then you are setting yourself up for womb issues, specifically as women, right? Because we got to remember that everything that we experience, everything that we feel, that we went through, relationship that was broken or that worked, our childbirth, our menstrual cycles, every memory we have in our lives is held in our womb. The emotions that we carry on a regular basis are held in our womb. The feelings of self-hate are held in our womb. If we are not dealing with all of those emotions and are not working through those on a regular basis, and when I say a regular and consistent basis, I mean at least twice a month, sit down, Yoni steam, take the time to do self-love, self-care, whatever you want to call it. Get your Yoni steam together, right? And then journal. Work through the emotions, work through the sadness, work through the anxiety, the depression, the feelings of lack and poverty, the feelings of I'm not worthy enough, the feelings and emotions that allows you to keep getting in the same karmatic relationships over and over and over with these random behind partners that don't deserve you. Work through that shit. Okay? Why am I saying work through it? And I'm sorry, YouTube, I'm cursing because I'm feeling it right now. Work through it. Why? Because it's going to help you to relieve and to release. More importantly, release everything that is packed in laying dormant in your womb. I'm a person that Yoni steams, like I said, at least twice a month. What's happening to you all sisters who ain't doing no Yoni steaming at all? My question, collective, is what is going on inside of the womb of the sister who does no Yoni steaming, who does no self-care, who does no reflection, who takes no time for herself? What's inside of your womb? What's this? What are you carrying? What are you holding on to from years and years and years ago, sis? You have to do the self-work. Why? Because if you don't, you ain't going to be around to see your children grow up. You're not going to be around to take care of your parents if you have them still alive. You're not going to be around to live life. You're going to have the hysterectomies coming to your scope. You're going to have the cancers coming to your scope. You're going to have the horrible, dramatic periods. We don't have to, though, because if we do the self-work, if we do the Yoni steaming, if we do the womb healing, we're going to release every single thing that's inside of our womb that should not be there. And Yoni steaming is not an intrusive process. For those of you who don't know, I will link the video right here that talks about how you Yoni steam. But it's not an intrusive process. It's not you sticking anything up there. It's not you inserting anything into your womb. You just simply sitting over top of this pot and you're steeping some herbs into water. You're sitting over top of the pot and you are literally steaming your vagina. And you're allowing those herbs to go up into your yoni and to work and to remove whatever blockage, whatever physical, emotional, and spiritual blockage is there. This is a challenge to each and every one of you. Go and yoni steam. If you do not have one, I will make sure I put it right here. And my camera's acting stupid in this video. I'm sorry. I know it's been all over the damn place. But I will make sure that I put it right here. The website. Okay, I have a website. I sell yoni steams. I sell the exact formula that I'm telling you about right now. And on the 26th of May, on my birthday, hey, I will be releasing all 7 of the Yoni Steam blends that I have that I use for the clients personally right now. If they come to me and they ask me about something specifically, I use this particular blend. But I will be releasing all 7 of the remedies that I have that the ancestor gave me that I mentioned earlier in the video. Now, I said that I was going to mention to you guys the importance of using a heating pack. When I went into the Temazcal that first time and I started bleeding out of nowhere, I talked to the shaman, and what she said to me was, you had cold inside of your womb. And I was like, oh, wow. I quickly heard that voice of my grandmother, and which is why I went and I got the heating pack after I got out the hospital. And she used to tell us to put the heating pack on. Now, I used to think she was saying that because, oh, the heating pack is going to make the cramp stop, which it does. You know, that and ibuprofen is 2 therapies that can make the cramp stop. You know, if you deal with real bad cramping during your menstrual cycle, the cramps are literally your uterus trying to work all of this stuff out. The lining that it had there for that unborn baby is trying to press all of that stuff out. So if you are putting a heating pack on your womb, if you are yoni steaming a week prior to your menstrual cycle, you're going to do away with the menstrual cramps that you would normally have. Why? Because you're already loosening up that lining so that you aren't having to bleed hard, you aren't getting drastic cramps, in order to be able to relieve the uterine lining from your uterus and your yoni. Get you a heating pack, sis. Place your heating pack over your stomach. After you yoni steam, maybe you want to lay down, do your meditation, reflect, whatever, before you journal. Lay back, put a warm compress over top of your womb, your stomach. Okay, your navel is right here. If this is your navel, this is your womb. It's like 2 inches down from underneath your womb. Lay it there and just chill for 10 minutes. Do that once a week. Okay, do yourself a real good womb massage. Get your womb acclimated to self-love, self-care, and working out all those different kinks. I love you guys. I hope that you found this video to be helpful. I know these videos are real long. I haven't been to you guys in a while, so I got a whole lot of stuff that Spirit been downloading on me, baby, and I'm about to download it on y'all. But I hope you found this video to be helpful. If you did, give it a thumbs up, but most importantly, share it with the sisters that you think need it. Okay, share the information, share the self-help, share the self-love, share that message, right, that I'm trying to give to you guys, and the importance of yoni steaming, why you should be yoni steaming every single week. If you got issues, yoni steam once a week. If you don't have issues and you just want to do it for maintenance, yoni steam once a month. But yoni steam, damn it, yoni steam. Okay, let those herbs get in there, work in your womb, and release whatever it is that you have built up, and that's causing problems, issues, emotions, anxieties in your life, and that's not allowing you to move forward, right? Because like I said, this was a time of self-reflection. This was a time of self-healing that I was going through, and not only did the Most High literally help me heal from that, he literally helped me heal from the physical blockages, like literally the physical blockages that was preventing me from manifesting. And now, when I say I go to sleep and bam, I'm taking somewhere, I got to dream exactly what I need to do. I wake up and bam, the stuff is coming to me like, I'm writing it down, I'm typing quick. Like, I can't have enough time in a day to produce all that Spirit is giving me right now. Why? Because I have no blockages. I have nothing hindering me from being able to tap into my manifestation power that's inside of my womb. And you don't have to either. You can have that clear, free, empty womb just by yoni steaming at least once a month. You can shrink those fibroids down. You can get rid of that yeast infection and that BV. You can heal your body just by yoni steaming once a month. I love you guys. If you found this to be helpful, please push the subscribe button. Please push the notification bell so you can be updated each and every time I upload another video, because I will be coming with a whole bunch of them. And stay in touch with me. Like I said, if you need somebody to talk to, do not hesitate. I will put it here again if you did not get it earlier. My email address and the website, so that you will be able to go there and you can contact me. I will give you my personal phone number. I will give you my personal information for you to contact me if you need help during your self-love and your self-healing journey. I love you, sisters, and I want to say peace, and I hope I see you real soon.